Hey everyone, welcome back to the Might and Magic 6 completionist run. We have a lot to do in this episode. We're gonna start out by rectifying a mistake I made in the last episode when I was re-clearing Dragon Sand. And when I was shuffling my beacons around, somehow I guess was so mentally exhausted after going through Dragon Sand all over again that I set a beacon over my Paradise Valley beacon, overwriting it. And that's not something that I'm just gonna let stand, so I'm just gonna quickly let me cast Create Food. Make sure I've got lots of food. Quickly go back into Paradise Valley and set a new beacon, and as you can see, Paradise Valley has reset. Not gonna be clearing it again. Not in this episode. Instead, what I'm gonna be doing is... most of this is gonna be done off screen, but I'm going to be looting... looting the corpses in Dragon Sand. Not all of them. Mainly just the dragons, because I want to see if we can find any useful items. What I'll do on camera, though, is we will open up the 5 chests that are in this region.
Got it.
And we'll just take whatever's inside.
Very nice.
I
Ho!
wish
Aha!
there had been some
Very nice.
good enchantments.
Aha!
A
Ho!
surprising amount of unenchanted stuff, which is always a disappointment. And while we're in Dragon Sand, here's something we can do. We can give everyone a bonus to their stats, but the problem is drinking from this well will also eradicate you. Now, how do you deal with eradication? The only way is with the resurrection spell. So, gonna resurrect everyone. I think the only one who hasn't drunk from this yet is Serena. As you can see, it takes a long time to recover from that spell. Come on out. One of these days... Is the game glitched? Is that what's happened? Oh no, it is just that long of a cooldown. So... no, I'm gonna make you drink. And then... I mean, there's no easy way to do this. Okay, so let me see if I can do this. If I resurrect you... actually, no, I'll resurrect you with Roderick. Now I'll make you drink. We're gonna have to wait for... Roderick to become ready again. I guess I'll save over this. And while waiting for Roderick to become ready again, drinking from the fountain a second time will trigger the bad effect, but won't give you extra stat points, just in case you're curious. I guess now that everyone's had some of that well, there's no reason to hang around on this island, and we can make things go a little bit quicker by... well, let's resurrect you now. Make things go a little bit quicker by just going here, and this, I believe, is the Yeah, this is the elemental resistance one, so let's have both of you drink. Let's have you resurrect one of them. And now you and you have both got to drink. Alright. I think this is the only well in the game that imposes this penalty on you. So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and open. And every time a character dies, all the
Got it.
spells that they had cast
Ho!
will
Very nice.
be
Aha!
removed.
Aha!
So many
Ho!
unenchanted items. That's
Ah.
highly unusual.
Ah.
While we're waiting for these long things to come off cooldown, let me save the game again. Drink from that with Roderick. Now drink from that with the... You can force the game to select a character by doing this. The character won't be able to do normal actions like attack enemies or cast spells, but they will still be able to drink. Now we just have to go through that long cooldown again and cast fly again, and just, well, I'll check the spells on the way back. Not the spells. I'll check to make sure I got all of the bonuses from the fountains on the way back.
Got it.
Ho!
Ring of Fire
Ho!
is
I don't know.
Aha!
not a great haul from the chests so far. You know what? I'm actually gonna save the looting of the dragons for the next episode. Because it's gonna be an action-packed episode that's gonna take me quite a while.
Got it.
I don't want to get too bogged down with
Ho!
irrelevant stuff.
Very nice.
This stuff, at least, is gonna be good to sell. And last chest?
Got it.
Ah.
Sure.
Ah.
Okay. Was there anything else that I wanted you to enchant? Not really. I guess enchant these boots just for the sake of it. Armored boots of speed are fine. Alright, now let's quickly double check that everyone's gotten their bonuses from both of these fountains. And let's, while we're at it, quickly drink from this fountain as well, just to get its effect into our book. And that was phrased differently. It says 50 temporary hit points. As far as I know, like, all it does is it heals 50 hit points, and that's what the game means. So you were fine, and you're fine. Okay. And last one was this one. Let's just quickly do the same test we did as last time. And you're fine. Alright. Now, let's quickly go back to New Sarpagal. Before we rush to Silver Cove.
Can we assist you?
Let's heal everyone.
Luck be with you.
And before we rush to Silver Cove, let's just get our bounties.
I need your help.
Again, I'm not going to be save scumming. Lightning Lizard is actually really good. Gotten a bit lucky with that one. What do they want us to do in Mist?
Have I got a job for you?
Worm is also really good. And what do they want us to do in Silver Cove?
I could use your services.
Acolyte of Ba is barely worth even noticing. In fact, let's just quickly get those bounties out of the way. Both of these enemy types can be found over here. These are enemies that we are going to have to resurrect. Let's just cast Hour of Power and Day of Protection, and we need a regular worm and a lightning lizard. Well, a lightning lizard is right here. You can cast Day of the Gods while Zoltan is waiting to recover. He's recovered, so let's reanimate you. Hate enemies that break your stuff as a secondary attack. It's so obnoxious. I do really think that if you're at a high enough level,
Fixed.
you should be immune from this.
Fixed.
Because it is just too obnoxious. Now what we needed was a regular worm, which I'm not seeing. Not seeing yet. Giant worm. Okay, here we go. Regular worm. I don't think these guys can break your stuff. So we should be fine. Alright, now let's go to New Sorpagal.
I need your help.
Now let's go to Mist.
Have
Pretty
I got a job for you?
good bounties. And we're at Angelic. Already so close to Saintly, although there will be a few twists and turns to this whole reputation thing, as people who've played the game might know. Haste is gonna last for a
Can
while.
we assist you?
Let's just give ourselves a quick heal.
Luck be with
I'm gonna do
you.
something. I'm gonna change my quick spell to Fireball for both of you. And now
Yes.
we are gonna start clearing out Silver Cove exterior. And you're gonna see pretty quickly why I've set these quick spells this way. Because they are very cheap compared to the amount of mana we have. They are spells that will do damage to diamond gargoyles. And just generally are a great way to take these guys out quickly. This is why I wasn't worried about this taking too much time. Fortunately, these guys don't have any ranged attacks. If they get close to you, the diamond gargoyles can paralyze you, but that will not happen to us, I'm just going to tell you. Unless
That was too good.
they come from behind us in a really sneaky maneuver. I don't anticipate
Too good.
ever letting even a single gargoyle get into melee range. And I believe this chest is something we already opened with telekinesis in an earlier episode. So we're not too worried about that. There's a house that we can look at, but there are people behind us. Now for these guys, I guess we can stay in We can stay in... I was gonna say, we can stay in our pattern of using Fireball, but I did deliberately fly a little bit closer to the ground because one special ability that druids have is they will drain all the mana from a target. And if that happens to Alexis, then the fly spell will stop working. Because even if she has mana regeneration to counteract the mana drain that fly normally does, if the game ever detects that she's at 0 spell points, excuse me, they can target us, but because we couldn't see them, the auto target wasn't going towards them. Alright, somebody's still alive. Alright, let's continue doing our good work. Alright, this is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, ha, got it.
Ah, yeah, that's so satisfying. And these are... they're not, you know, basic enemies. They're pretty tough. I think that guy's running away.
Yeah. Yes, we got him.
And usually when characters celebrate like this, when you kill a monster, it means the game thinks it's a tougher, higher level monster. These guys are... they're no joke. Like, if you fought them earlier on, when you would have to maybe let them get close to you in melee, or kite them around for like multiple minutes at a time to kill one group of them, they would actually be pretty tough. But we are coming here not early in the game. We're coming in here after already getting all our promotions and gaining a whole lot of levels. So we're in great shape. The only thing to be mindful of is haste will eventually... come on. Haste will eventually run out, and when haste expires, all our characters will be weakened, so we want to refresh and renew the spell before that happens. I'm just gonna check all of the islands. Make sure... yeah, see, there were monsters on this
Yes, we got him.
island. Ah, it's so satisfying. It's a little less efficient when they go apart from each other like this, but usually you'll get some pretty good use out of your area of effect spells. We might even be able to clear the rest of this map. Let me fly closer to the ground, just because I know there are going to be a lot of druids in this area. And most players that I know of would deal with this by using Armageddon, because that would wipe out most of these druids. But that would also kill the civilians that are in the Silver Cove town. And as you know, I have given myself the constraint of not being allowed to kill civilians. Even though we could resurrect them. And the thing about killing civilians, this is something I'll show only in a bonus video, because I am very seriously... I'm taking my constraint of not killing civilians seriously. In this entire playthrough, I'm not going to kill civilians, but in a bonus video, after I have declared the playthrough over, then I will show you that if you kill a civilian and you resurrect them with Raise Dead, that they will unlike other creatures, be non-hostile and you can even talk to them. At least it used to be like that in the version of the game that I played. It's possible that one of the official patches changed that. Oh, I doubt it though. That's something we'll find out, as I said, in that bonus video. In the meantime, let's just
Got enough.
continue bulldozing these guys. Yeah, there are gonna be more enemies across the water. And our ranged attacks are so quickly that they are frequently killing enemies before our fireballs have a chance to hit. Okay, and these guys should be... Oh, they're running away? Are you also running away? Well, you were, but not anymore. Are there enemies in this corner of the map? Doesn't look like it. Let's just fly all the way, just to give ourselves added peace of mind. And already I think most of the map is clear. More druids. More gargoyles. These ones don't have any diamond gargoyles among them, so these ones I'm just gonna kill with normal ranged attacks. And I think I'm just gonna cast Hour of Power again. Refresh all of my spells. We're gonna check this corner of the map, although pretty confident we've dealt with everything. Again, let's sweep through this way. And let's now go... Let's just quickly check to the southeast of the town, because there's a little bit of land that we haven't gone all the way over, and there might be an enemy or two that just camped out here. Does not look like it though. And the last place enemies could be are in, or is in, the last place that they could be is in this part of the map. And we've just confirmed that there are no enemies there, and there are no sea monsters on this map. So we can, with that, declare the Silver Cove exterior to be clear.
Can we assist you?
Let's grab a quick heal.
Luck be with you.
And let us now go into the final dungeon in this map. Oh no, there are creatures right in front of the dungeon.
Ha! Got him.
So I'm glad I didn't miss these, but the only reason I didn't miss these was because I was avoiding going close to this location. But let's just fly down a little bit. Okay. Well, you know what? We never saw who's inside this house, did we? Let's just pop in.
How are you?
It's a quartermaster. Ooh, looks pretty funky, I've got to say. What do quartermasters do? They organize your camping needs. Specifically, you use less food when camping. Not useful at all, given how easy it is to get food. Now let's go into this location. What is this place? We will soon see that it is the Silverhelm Stronghold. So the same dudes who kidnapped Melody's. Oh my god, breaking our stuff.
Fix.
Are you serious, dude? Do you even know how much we out-level you guys by? And you have the nerve to break our stuff. Like, how dare you? Just so disrespectful. Again, one thing I'm gonna do later. Oh my god.
Fixed.
Later on is I'm gonna give everyone the repair skill, just because of how irritating it is to have to drag items to Serena's inventory.
God, man, that was good.
Alright, now, there we go.
Oops.
And these guys who were too slow to get out have now popped out. Again, I'm not gonna be... Not gonna be looting corpses.
That was 2.
Even though I do want money, but it would just be... Like, we don't get that much. Our main source of income is selling expensive items. There are a lot of veterans. You know, which I'm okay with. These are low-level enemies, but the numbers in which we're fighting them means it is a good source of experience. Has that guy broken anything? Because I didn't even realize he was there. Let's just check everyone. Looks fine. You've got to check the belt behind the shield, because it does get obscured by large shields. And we're just gonna methodically go room by room.
Got him.
One way to draw the attention of enemies is to fire carnage arrows into a room, and it'll do range damage. Who needs accuracy? Who has lowest? You do. As you can see, you know, this... really. One stat point at a time has rapidly become a non-issue for us. So, are there enemies in there? Let's find out. Oh. Well, there were enemies in there. I guess occasionally I won't mind going into melee damage. Just because we do also have some really good melee items. Alright. And what is this? White, we were giving luck to you because you have taken some things that are giving you massive luck penalties. And let's go this side before we go forward. Excuse me? Oh, why aren't you attacking? Was something wrong with my keyboard? Something is very strange. This is odd. I think turn-based mode is possibly broken a little bit. I'm gonna save over this. I'm gonna load this because that should put me outside of turn-based mode. And I'm actually not gonna go into turn-based mode if things are gonna be glitching out like that, but that was very strange. Yeah, what is going on? Is something... Yes, something has glitched out turn-based mode. And I don't know if it has to do with some enemy type that we're facing, or maybe the amount of enemies, or something else, but... Yeah, this is very worrying. Yeah, I can't go into turn-based mode anymore because the game has apparently glitched out.
Got another.
Yeah, that was very strange. Yeah, okay, now it's telling me I'm... like, these guys are ready to fight, but it's... when I hit A or S, or even it's letting me skip my turn with B, but it's not letting me attack. But when I go out of turn-based mode, then it is letting me attack. That is a very frightening thing, if that's gonna be a permanent feature for the remainder of this.
Got another.
Because turn-based mode was working fine, but then it suddenly broke.
Hey!
Oops.
All right, we got him.
I have no idea what the deal is. I am...
Oops.
I mean, it's a non-issue against these things, but if turn-based mode is permanently broken in this game, then it has massive implications for how we're gonna do arena combat, or
All right, we got him.
whether we can effectively even do it at all.
Oops.
That was 2.
What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna test something. I'm just gonna save this here. If I load this... yeah, okay. So it doesn't have to do with a save file. Because if I load the game from here, and if I go into turn-based mode, again, it's doing something really weird. Yeah, so at least I know it's not the save file that's ruined. Something has broken the game. So I'm going to do the rest of this episode... oh, excuse me. I'm going to do the rest of this episode without turn-based mode, and I will investigate what exactly has happened in between episodes. An obvious secret door there. One that we can't do anything about yet. Oh, come on. It's possibly one of those things that you need to restart the game in order to fix. Possibly. At least I hope. There are gonna be a whole bunch of enemies
All
there.
right, we got him.
Let's
Oops.
ruin their day. Alright.
Oops.
Yeah, this has muted my... well, it's caused my commentary to become a little bit muted. It hasn't literally put me on mute.
Hey!
Although it might as well have, because I am at a loss for words. This has never happened to me before in this game. But you know what? You see something new every day playing old video games. You learn things about the game that you never knew were there. What's in this room? Something over there. Over there.
Yeah.
I think this might be the special enemy that has a special name? No, it just says Warlock? I'm gonna loot him though, because yes, this is the special enemy we had to loot because it has the quest item. It's not a quest that is given to you, I don't think, but it's a quest that you can turn in with... Does it say? Priests of Ba. I don't know if the game tells you explicitly where to go. Haste is about to run out, so let's fix up our power, and surely this is where we
Oops.
get into the secret room from.
Got another one.
Oops.
Come on. How is this guy still alive? Okay, let's now open this door, taking us into this area. That has taken us into this part of the map, which... Oh, okay. Here we go.
Hello.
This is the ghost of John Silver. He is basically telling us that the Order of Silver used to be good, but have been corrupted by the Temple of Ba. Because we've already rescued Melody, he thanks us. I don't know what his dialogue would be if you haven't completed this quest, or maybe you wouldn't have this option at all. Maybe someone who knows could say for sure, but if you come to him after completing that, he does thank you. Oh, and he tells you... well, he says he's not sure what to do with the Ankh. So, he doesn't tell us either.
Oops.
There are more,
Oops.
more people in here. Okay, alright. We are making
Got it.
good progress, and we find an elegant letter from Xenofex to Gerard. Xenofex is one of the villains identified earlier in the game. Ooh. Eventually, we hope to assist you in removing the Iron Fists. Well, that's quite a bit of incriminating information to put in a letter again. I'm actually not sure how I activated that, but we did. And I don't think any of these guys can break our stuff, so I'm just gonna... Oh! I went into turn-based mode, forgetting that it is currently broken. And earlier in the game, I said it was annoying that if you saved while in turn-based mode, you would be put out of turn-based mode when you loaded your game. But now that has actually proven to be a very useful thing.
Very nice.
That's actually a pretty good find. I'll sell stuff at the start of next episode. Where are there enemies? Or have enemies spawned in somewhere? Because I've killed everything that I could possibly see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just walk around in the rooms I've already been. While I do that, I'm gonna pull up on my phone the map of the zone. So I do hear enemy sound effects, so the Okay. Did they just appear in this? Oh, I did it again. It's just such a reflex.
Oops.
And there are a couple of ranged enemies.
Oh! Alright, we got him!
Excuse me? Where? So enemies clearly spawned in here. You know what, let me just pull up the map of this area on my phone. Let me just ensure that there isn't an obvious secret room that I'm missing. This is in the Silver Cove region. And let's see. Alright, let's look at the map and compare it to what I see on the guide. Now, everything I see is also on the guide, so unless there's a secret room that the walkthrough has missed, I don't think there are any other
Not here. We can't rest here.
rooms to find, so somewhere in one of the rooms we've already been are enemies. Or at least an enemy.
Not here. We can't rest here.
Might have to do an area transition in case what's happened is that an enemy has glitched into a place where they shouldn't be. That may possibly have happened. Okay. This is rather peculiar. And now we're getting a green light. Now we're getting a yellow light. So the enemy, if indeed there is one, is...
Not here. We can't rest here.
somewhere here. Huh. Is there a secret room in one of these things branching out from the entrance? It does not look like it. Does not look like it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do an area transition. I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna come back. Was that it? Was that literally it? That two enemies had been spawned into the left and right? Wow, okay. Let's just confirm that things are clear by walking around. And indeed, we walked all the way without getting a yellow indicator, so indeed we are clear. Alright. Alright. Now that we have beaten this dungeon and cleared out all of Silver Cove, it's time to go to Whitecap and clear out the rest of this area. Starting with Torchlight is still active, yes. Haste is still active for a while. So I can go in and out of turn-based mode. I just can't attack. I can't use my quick spells. Yeah, this is so strange. And so we'll start by fighting some harpies. Again, out of instinct, have pressed turn-based mode. We are quick enough with haste and our speed bonuses that... Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna be glad when these witches are all dead. We can't even go into turn-based mode, so we can't clump them up the way we would like. This has been such a weird episode. I hate Curse so much.
Oops.
I really wish we could have been able to fight these guys properly because of this nonsense. Because of this nonsense. Oh my god. If you're out of combat, I think Curse shouldn't have any effect. That's just my opinion, because all it does is make the game more annoying without making it more challenging. Again. So... I think what's going on is that the game has broken down in terms of which thing it thinks it is due to act, like who it thinks is currently having their turn. As long as we've killed all the harpy witches, I'm gonna be fine. But no doubt there's gonna be at least one left to ruin our day. It's dark as well. It doesn't help us. Are these more harpies? Yes, they are. How late are we into the night? It will be morning in a few hours. Oh, again! It's so hard to fight that instinct.
That was too easy. Got him. That was too easy.
I am keen to find out what has gone wrong, and this is the dungeon we'll be doing, but at the end, because before we do this, we are going to fully clear the exterior. Oh, and there are more harpies, of course. There was a harpy witch that we were able to kill before she cursed our entire party. And that harpy flew off the map, but that's okay. We didn't really care about looting a single harpy. Tiger Matrons can still do some hefty damage. But so can we. Right, now let's go this way. I'm sure there are more enemies here that we haven't dealt with. Again! It's such a difficult habit to break. I really hope this is only a problem of, you know, the current instance of the game that's going to be fixed by restarting it. Because if this is a permanent problem, well, we are in for a world of pain. I mean, it's entirely possible to beat this game without going into turn-based mode. In fact, there are people who do challenge runs playing the game with the constraint that they can't go into turn-based mode. But that makes the game much harder, and it's not the kind of thing that I am planning on doing for this playthrough. So I intend to fix this problem again, as soon as possible.
Oops.
I guess there's no reason not to use fireballs, right? Just to thin out the herd a little bit. So turn-based mode was working fine until we got into that one room with that warlord. Not that warlord, with a warlock or some wizard type enemy. Come on. Come on, how many hits did you land? Okay. Now, who is this? It's somebody running away. Okay. That could have gotten awkward, fighting that person. Excuse me? For a while, it seemed I couldn't fly. This game is in a glitchy state, it seems, currently. I'm just gonna fly over the entire western side of the map to confirm that all the enemies here have been taken care of. Looks like it. Certainly looks like it. Let's go across the north. Actually, before we go across the north, let's just go down the middle of the map. It's about to become dawn when we probably don't even need the light anymore. Yeah, see, yeah, there were enemies. They look like trees from the distance, but they were indeed a small group of harpies. That is why we check every part of the map. Okay. And that is why we go in a grid-like pattern. Now I think the western side of the map has been cleared. We are gonna go to the east. I think there might be some small groups of enemies left. Yeah, I see a group. Or just a couple of enemies that we took care of. There might be some enemies to the north of the town. Doesn't look like it. Before we go into the Shadow Guild, let's just go into the north east of the map, and look, there are more harpies. Quite a few harpies, and it's so awful that we can't go into turn-based mode. Because I let haste expire, we are now all weak. And we're gonna have to quickly take care of that before we kill this last group of enemies, which is no doubt gonna curse us. I really wish haste had the same duration as the other spells, because this is a little bit... Okay. Oh my god. Bunch of garbage. Bunch of nonsense. Okay, let's just... Come on, does somebody land a hit? And fly has expired, it looks like it. Everything is going wrong. Now we've got this. Okay, at least. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, come on. Come on. I want you to cast Hour of Power again, because I don't think I cured your weakness before doing it again. And you can't be hasted while you're weak. And Roderick is gonna have to do this last one. Now just cast a Power Cure. Now we're good. You're gonna have to cast Fly again. Alright, now we are... where exactly? We're in the northeast of the map. And let's now fly back to the Shadow Guild. Let's remind ourselves where it was. I think it was over there. So we've got to go back to the south. And I am going to declare the Frozen Highlands exterior now to be cleared. Yeah, actually no, it's not a targeting issue, because it is telling me that it's Serena's turn and it's letting me skip turns. Well, it's letting me skip turns up to a point, but it's not letting me do my attack or my quick spells. Oh, it's letting me go into my spellbook. Maybe that could be a loophole. Well, we'll try that once we go into the Shadow Guild. Alright, now this dungeon is a very confusing dungeon. No doubt I will...
Where could we be? I got a bad feeling.
miss things in here. So let's confirm. Oh no, in order to go into our spellbook, we would need to at least have our turn active. Which it...
Oops.
excuse me? The door is open, but closed.
Got him.
Does loading your save game cause doors that you opened in this guild, in this dungeon, to close? I'm gonna test that. Yeah, looks like it. I don't know if that's just something that happens in this dungeon, or whether that's a glitch related to what else is going wrong in this instance of the game, and I don't want anything stolen from me.
Oops.
So I'm just gonna...
That was too easy. Oops.
I'm just gonna be constantly saving.
Oops.
These are really easy enemies, so should not be a problem. Trap.
Oops.
Okay, now what is going on here?
Ha! Got him. Oops.
Okay, looks like this dungeon is a lot bigger than I remember. Uh-oh. Think... Oh no. I did that because I took my eye off the screen and I wasn't sure if the enemy's special ability triggered, which will just delete an item from your inventory, which is not something that I'm prepared to accept. Alright.
Oops.
Alright, we're progressing through this area relatively well. I remember this room. I'll just peek in just to make sure that there aren't any enemies inside. I even kind of remember how to do the puzzle in that room. But before we do that, we are gonna go here because no doubt there are gonna be enemies. No. Well, there's gonna be a door. Enemies inside there, and now I'm gonna save.
Oops. Got another.
See? Rogue leader. I'll save over this. Because he didn't have... I'm gonna leave his body there, just in case we're supposed to get something from him. Again, the doors are closed. This is very concerning. Alright, let's see what's going on here. I think the only thing left to do is... Whoa, we didn't go down here at all. And now we've got a green indicator, at least in this part of the dungeon. What is our reward?
Very nice. Oh.
Just some stuff to sell. Okay.
Ah. Aha.
Yeah, I'm only picking up more value. Ooh, whoa, what is this? More valuable items that are more efficient when it comes to selling. Alright, so there's a trap over there. Excuse me? Like, how do I deal with this? I mean, one thing I could do is I could cast Jump. But surely that can't be the only way to deal with it, right? Huh. Let me actually pull up... Well, before I start pulling up maps on my phone, let me see if I can solve this puzzle. So, as you can see, it's got some constantly firing traps, and the floor around these torches, I think, is called Suspicious Floor. Oh no. The Suspicious Floor is the one which has a different texture. So if you jump onto the Suspicious Floor, I think periodically you'll hear a click, maybe? Or, yeah. Click. Another click. A snick. A click. Another click there. Click. Snick. Click. Click. And the message it gave was magic gate open. Now, what does that mean? I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't even know if I've solved this puzzle. I'm actually gonna pull up the map on my phone. So, it's in the Frozen Highlands. It is the... Okay. Now, I think after being teleported, it says you have to go into the rogue leader's room. Oh, okay.
Oops.
Genie. A new enemy type. And now, if you click on that, this is a new area. We need to kill these rogues and burglars. A new area that was previously inaccessible. And now we have some riddles. I know this one. So the answer is time. And what do we get? Empty bag. Some more junk.
Very nice.
That, I guess,
Aha.
is worth it. And what do we have on this side? I think this is arrow. Still not getting a green indicator. Ooh, a ruby star amulet could be good.
Very nice.
But not even enchanted. Let's fix that. That's fine. An extra 1,000. Okay, yeah, no, this is fish. Okay, I gotta save my game just in case these guys do anything nasty. Excuse me?
Oops.
This is one thing that bugs me, because we're not allowed to fly indoors. The fly spell is disabled, but enemies who can fly can freely go up. Which is a little bit unfair. I don't want that. Sure, we'll pick up some gold. I don't want a single ingredient. And this one, the answer is dark. Behind the stars, what you really fear. Close your eyes. Of course, we're all afraid of the dark. Well, maybe not, but it's a
Very nice.
common,
Aha!
stereotypical fear for people to have. Sure, I'll take that. And what else happens now that we've looted these 4 rooms? Well, if we click on the different rooms, they will actually transport us to different spots. Oh my god, we're gonna have to open the doors again. So this one took us to, I'll refresh your memory, this is the Dragoons Caverns in the Castle Iron Fist area. And if I open this, this takes us back to the Shadow Guild, okay, to the entrance, or close to the entrance. Arrow, no, I think that's what we just went through. Fish, where does the fish door take us? Fish door takes us to Freehaven by the bridge. And lastly, the time door. No, this is the dark door. The dark door takes us to the Shadow Guild hideout. So those are the 4 places this teleporter takes us. Of course, we want to go through the time door, right? No, we want to go through the fish door. The arrow door. We want to go through the door that takes us to the entrance of the same dungeon, which is this one. And let's just walk around a little bit to confirm that this place is indeed clear. It's so weird that the doors are even glitching out. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be like this. Let's walk around a little bit, just to make sure we never go from green to yellow. We just need to walk a little bit before it's confirmed, and indeed, if there were enemies remaining, it would have switched to yellow. So the Shadow Guild has been cleared. Now, before I end this video, I am going to do a quick experiment. How do I leave? Oh, this is not actually the exit. The exit is down here. Right? Right. Okay. I'm going to go to New Sarpagal. We're gonna fly to Goblin Watch, which, by the way, still has not reset, and we're gonna see if this whole thing about doors not opening is a thing. No. One thing that I don't remember... Let me save the game like this. Let me load the game now. Try to remember... Are there places with open doors? I think one place where there were doors to open was back in... Let's see. In the the Silver Helm outpost here, right? I'm pretty sure this would have had doors to open. Now this door, definitely a door that you have to manually open. Okay, so it seems to be a quirk of that dungeon. Okay. Again, I'm sorry we're not focused on the actual game, but due to the weird glitches we've been seeing, it is hard to be a little immersed. But at the end of all of that, what can we do? Oh, one thing we should do with the Ankh is we should go back to we should go back to Whitecap. I was so thrown by the bizarre events of this episode that I completely forgot that I had to do this. We actually need to go to Anthony Stone and give him the Ankh. And after we do that, then we're gonna call an end to this episode. But yeah. I mean, normally it would be so satisfying because what we've done is we cleared out 2 outdoor areas and 2 dungeons. Oh, don't want to go to Silver Cove. So we got a lot done in this episode, but some of the shine was taken off that due to that horrible turn-based combat glitch that we encountered. We just need to go to the throne room.
Who goes there? Let the
Baron Anthony Stone, High Priest of Freehaven.
Let's talk to him about the Ankh. And he says he should have known that Ba was behind all of this. He thanks us, and the mystery about the Fraternal Order of Silver has been solved. And with that, I'm gonna save my game in this slot. And now I'm gonna close off the episode. Alright, so like I said, we made some good progress. 2 areas, 2 dungeons fully cleared. What I'm gonna do between episodes is investigate what is going on with this turn-based glitch. And hopefully it's not a permanent problem for the rest of the series. I may have to reinstall the game, who knows? But I'm hoping that exiting and restarting will fix it. Yeah, it's still going on. So let me just save the game again, and let me load the game again. And yeah. So hopefully this is fixed next episode, because the plan for next episode, I think we're gonna clear out the Sweetwater exterior, but then more importantly, we are gonna start doing council quests, and we are gonna start advancing the main storyline. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, as weird and glitchy as it was, and I hope to see you in the next one. So until then, take care.